What is up, everybody? To Over today. So yeah, big YouTubers like the Angry Joe Show. He's even calling out Sony with the Project Spartacus. The subscription service they're gonna release very soon, and saying that it's not that great, pretty much. I kind of gotta agree. Like, if it's not doing the same day and day service as Xbox is doing with Game Pass, then it's not really that great. I mean, so he says if Sony can't manage to put day one releases like Xbox Gamepass as an arrival service, then what's the point? It'll release like a damn wet fart. So pretty much it'd be useless, pretty much. So this is what this is GameSpot who actually made this article. So if you want to see it on GameSpot, there you go. But this is what they're saying the subscription service would do. The first tier of the plan essentially will supposedly run players $10 and offer up to a small selection of games each month. Not like unlike PlayStation Plus in its current state. The extra tier then starts at $13 and not only comes with the essential monthly games with access to a larger catalog of PlayStation titles similar to PlayStation Now. Lastly, the premium tier includes both of these features along with PlayStation Now streaming capabilities, a library of classic games, and a new game trial, so pretty much demos. So I'm not really too impressed by this PlayStation Spartacus thing they got going on. I might have to like actually see it like in person, like when they actually release it. But it's not looking too impressive just by this description. It's not looking too impressive. Paying for demos and older games. It's like, really, I don't know. That doesn't seem too impressive to me. But yeah, a lot of people are not liking the whole no day one releases. They didn't fully copy what Microsoft was doing with Game Pass. So kind of a bummer. Let's see what other people have to say about this guy's statement. I don't think PlayStation needs to put first-party games in their service. In my opinion, they can do the Nintendo approach and be fine. We still don't know if Game Pass is good for the first-party devs. How would it not be? Microsoft paid to develop those games. The games goes to Game Pass and also sold separately. It's not like the devs are getting any of the revenue from sales. This all goes to Microsoft, who will then redistribute it depending on projects. Okay. Because Sony, that's why it will sell like hotcakes, because they have the media back of them and they control the press. I agree with PS Plus didn't do so hot. I think there aren't big games on this service. I doubt it would do numbers as big as Game Pass. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be as successful as Game Pass will be, even though Sony has a larger player base. So I think you'll see some day and date. Definitely not as big as PlayStation, not any big PlayStation exclusives, but small PlayStation exclusives and third parties. Sony can afford the loss that comes from day and date subscriptions. Microsoft can. Sony's plan is to quality games releasing continuously. Xbox plan is Game Pass. Let's see. They need to put in more countries first. I think they only have like 18 supported and almost none as a developing country. It feels like this article details and it doesn't seem to really be in competition with Game Pass. It's more combining their current models plus giving the option for old titles. The big thing for me is it'll be able to purchase and download PS1 and PS3 games. Now already has PS4. If you could download the older games, that'd be definitely a big plus, because it's kind of annoying when you go on PS now you got to stream these older games. If you could download those games, that's cool, but I really want to pay like an extra fee for that though. That's kind of, I mean, because PS Now is a lot cheaper. It's like $6 for a whole year. Well, this is going to be a lot more expensive than $6 for a year. And I just want the simple feature to download these older games. So that's not going to be pretty pricey to do that. PlayStation equals gamers buy. Xbox equals gamers rent. Sony is trying to look like they're competing with Game Pass without actually competing. The point is Sony's own is going to be unique to PlayStation, and Sony already said it doesn't make sense for them. I don't want it. Day one releases are what is killing the industry, but you know, how is that killing the industry? How is that killing the industry? Like, what is he talking about? Secretly raising the price of PS Plus because the lowest tier is more expensive than 1 month of PS Plus as it is now. Sony can afford to. Secondly, its exclusives cost a lot. Microsoft can afford to have day one launches forever. It will start to affect the budget of exclusives, like shorter games or less time making them, or the Game Pass fee will get a big hike. Okay. So this person says, I don't have problems to pay full price if the quality is there, but I certainly don't want games to have done if they come on a subscription service. I haven't seen any of these premium games worth paying full price for, to be honest. These games Sony's released for full price, I'm not seeing why they are $10 more than their previous games. I'm not any one of these games they released. I'm really not seeing it. Gonna upset a lot of fanboys with this one. Yeah, they're already mad in the comment section. You can already see a lot of these dudes are mad that nobody is really rocking with this Spartacus so far. Sony can't compete with Microsoft on Game Pass and never will. This whole thing smells of some executives trying just to increase the stock price. First party games, day one, hell no. People know those bangers cannot fit that model without losing quality. Just take a look at what happened to every new IP Microsoft tried to release in the service. What is he talking about? All those IPs have been highly rated. So, like, what is he talking about? The only misfire was Crossfire X, but every other game for like the past few months have been really highly rated first party games. So, I don't get where he's going with that one. So, yeah, it's just that dumb narrative that Microsoft releases games on Game Pass. The first party games are going to be low quality because they're in Game Pass, when that has not been proven true at all. It's like all their games have been a big chunk of their games have been highly rated, especially the most recent ones. They already have PS Now. Why do they need another one? Yeah, and we won't really truly know if the service is good until we actually see it in person, to be honest. But for right now, what it says on paper doesn't look too impressive. This guy says, "You know nothing about business, Angry Joe. That's not how Sony model works. Sony is a hardware tech company for 75 years, so their decisions revolve around that. Digital sales of their software and services are in addition to the core consoles, Steam, and other tech-based sales." So you don't think that this guy knows that? Like, yeah, like he says some revolutionary stuff in the comment section. Okay. Why do these people want a game trash equivalent on PlayStation? This guy sounds like a fanboy. PlayStation is doing this thing, as the numbers say so. Now, if game trash was blowing up the subs, reaching Netflix levels in 5 years, and I can see PlayStation going that route, this is why I don't F with Joe no more. Well, I hope they get some good S on this service. I don't want to be disappointed. Sony has been nothing but a disappointment all year long. Don't expect anything special. Yeah, Sony's saying they'll be a lot more selective and less titles to be on day one than people would think. Those are the quote tweets. It's funny because although I love Game Pass, I'm still buying and enjoying releases with no problem being off PlayStation Plus free games deal. All Sony is doing is streamlining what people see as two separate services into one streamlined service. It's just PS Plus and PS Now streamlined as one brand. That's it. Some of us actually buy games, so is he insinuating that people who have Game Pass don't buy games? Like, it's still, well, once again, it's another dumb assumption. It's like, plenty of games that don't release on Game Pass, like Elden Ring, and that game did pretty well on Xbox digital sales. Digital sales wise, the game did pretty well on Xbox, and that's on a Game Pass. If someone can understand the reasons why launching day and date AAA games on a subscription service is a bad idea, he or she shouldn't be talking about games on the internet. Meanwhile, Netflix releases AAA movies on their service, and they're still doing pretty well, it seems like. Oh, man. But apparently, the video games, you can't release AAA video games on a gaming service, even though Microsoft was doing the same thing, but okay. So I guess Sony guys, they just want to pay $70 for their video games. They're really adamant on paying $70 for their video games. It's kind of weird that these guys are so against people having options. Like, this is the most weirdest thing. These people are very against consumers having options. I'm like, the more options, the better. I don't care whether you pay $70 whether you rent it on Game Pass or not. It's like, as long as the consumer has options, I don't see why it's that big of a deal with these other guys. Like, why they get so triggered over this. It's wild that people want $100+ million games to drop day and date in a service. I just don't get y'all. If the company is making their money back, then what's not to get? I don't get what's not to get. I'm like, there's plenty of games that's actually free to play, and they somehow can make it successful. Some of the biggest games right now are free to play, to be honest. So I don't get the big deal. People figure out about this whole subscription service nonsense right here. Like, I just don't get it. Fortnite is one of the biggest games ever made. It's one of the most popular games being talked about right now, and that game is free. Like, I don't get it. Have you seen Game Pass Day 1 releases? We good. Once again, another narrative that Game Pass releases are trash when that's not been. It's like they have no proof of the statement. They just keep saying it's nonsense, but there's no proof of it. The only thing they can point at is Crossfire X, which is one game. That's legit it in a recent memory. That's the only thing they can point to that's been bad. I like how they just run with narratives and just continue to go with it with no proof. Like, these guys are just so disingenuous. It's just ridiculous. This is the worst take. They would never do that. They already have said they would never do that with their exclusives, as it's not sustainable. Like, dude, people have already discussed this for a long time. Nothing would have changed with the service. I think most knew that already. PlayStation, we suck and we know it. Don't let ponies hear / read you talking like this, Joe. Absolute facts, though. Yeah. I kind of got to agree with this statement. Like, I don't think this, like, once again, I don't think it's going to be that great if you don't got day one games, including, like, Game Pass. It's not going to be that interesting, to be honest. It's like, I don't see me having a subscription service. Yeah. I don't see this being as successful as Game Pass, to be honest, just like this guy just said. But gotta conclude it right here. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with Angry Joe? Do you disagree? Do you think Spartacus could still be very successful without having day-and-date games on it? Because I know that the whole playing older games is probably the biggest draw to it. That you could just download those games. It's probably like the biggest draw to meet it, in my opinion. I don't really care about paying for game trials. You're paying for demos. Like, that's kind of whack. Like, why are they making you pay for demos? That's some whack stuff right there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.